As a psychic angel messenger and angelic spirit channel, I do get put in WikiLeaks prisons all the time. I already complained to the police force about it. I complained to everybody about it. If you are a psychic angel messenger or angelic spirit channel, you don't really worry about much because you know what happens to you when you die. Just like Native Americans say, when you die, you leave your body and you become an energy being. Some people might wonder what the point of Earth is. If you're a billion-year-old energy being, then things might get pretty boring. And then you'd see the point of planet Earth. I am in my 30s, and I'm really bored. I'm bored of TV. I'm bored of the internet. I'm bored of video games. There hasn't been any good video games since Resident Evil 5. If you are an energy being, you can run really fast. The energy being that was the poet Edgar Allan Poe. His woman visited me once, and she wrote a poem to him, but it was about what she was saying to him. If you read his favorite poem, where he's talking about Lenore, his long lost forgotten love, it mentions that she visits him, and in the poem he says that she's haunting him, that he says something, but she visited me and wrote a poem to him, and it was about what she was saying to him in the poem. And I emailed my sister the poem she wrote to him. And when she was writing the poem to him, he came over and was glad that she had done that. And he had been out in outer space. So when you die, you do become an energy being, and you get pretty bored. The energy being Stephen Hawking's used to visit me all the time. I think he's a member. I think he likes the Church of Scientology. The energy being of the Native American Black Hawk used to visit me all the time. You have a lot of video games, Black Hawk Down. I think military helicopters are called Black Hawk. That stuff is named after the Native American Black Hawk. In the city near me, there's a Black Hawk statue, and there's lots of Black Hawk roads. He told me that America was unconquerable. It was full of natives. They could run. He said they could run from this country to Russia in a day. But that's how fast they could run. And he said the humans in the other countries were fat and lazy, and they couldn't compete with the natives in this country. And he said the other countries were always trying to come over to America, but as soon as they'd get over here, the natives would kill them. So he said for about 2,000 years, everybody in all the other countries were continuously trying to come over to the Americans. But every time they get over here, they'd get slaughtered. So then they invented explosives, and they kept doing whatever they could to kill the natives. So they finally invented explosives. They finally invented guns, and they were really excited. They thought, cool, now we can get over to the native land and kill all those natives that have been killing us for 2,000 years. And they came over here with their guns and started shooting them and blowing them up, chopping the trees down so they could see them, because the natives over here ran really fast, faster than a horse or a cheetah. So if you are a psychic angel messenger or angelic spirit channeler, you do talk to angels all day and ghosts. And you can hear you can listen to whatever they have to talk about. I told the Chinese ghosts that it would be funny if all the bad American ghosts went over to China and haunted them. Because I have Chinese ghosts over here all the time, Chinamen. So I always die laughing because I'm not in China. But then I get these Kong Chinaman ghosts. I had Chinaman ghosts and Kongs over here all the time, and they talk really fast, and It just makes me laugh. So I thought it would be funny if all the fat American women went over there and talked to them all the time. Just because I think it's funny when the Chinese ghosts come over here. That guy from the movie Batman that got killed, he visited me a couple years ago. If you're a normal person, you might be embarrassed to talk to a dead famous person. But he came over to my apartment a few years ago, and he gave me a live show, a live Batman show. And he played the Joker. And it was a really good show. And then I get during that time frame, I also lived with my brother, and I am a psychic angel messenger and angelic spirit channeler. And me and my brother were fighting all the time. And then I moved out and I got my own apartment. And then the ghost from the man that played the Joker in the Batman movie that died, he visited me and gave me a live show, like a Broadway show a ghost would put on. And he said your brother. He told me my brother was always a big Joker fan, and that he had given my brother a live performance, a live performance of the Joker. More than likely, he probably jumped in my body and gave my brother a live performance of the Joker, and I didn't realize it, because that's what it seemed like he said. My brother loves the Joker. He loves all the Batman movies. He his son's nickname is Batman. Everyone calls him Baby Batman. So I'm not a Batman fanatic. I'm an angel fanatic. So I am also reincarnated, and I did go through the reincarnation process, like the Dalai Lama. And if you are reincarnated, you know where you're going to be reincarnated next, and so do tons of people. And the prophet I mentioned in my last YouTube video, I'm 100% positive that he is John the Baptist reincarnated. And I'm a real big famous person that's reincarnated. I'm a reincarnated angel, but I'm really excited that I got to run into John the Baptist. His name was actually John, and then Yahweh told me later that he is John the Baptist reincarnated. So I tell everybody all about this. I told the Church of Scientology about this. If he knows he's John the Baptist reincarnated or not is beyond me. He probably does, but he's too embarrassed to talk about it. Nobody in my family wants to hear about me being the Queen of Egypt reincarnated except for my children. My mom always tells me to shut up all the time. I tell my grandma that I'm reincarnated and that I have all these memories of my past lives. I always ask her if she wants to hear about it. She says no. She doesn't want to hear about it. So everybody in my family doesn't want to hear about my reincarnation process. They don't want to hear about my past lives or anything that happened in my past lives. My family's a big hippie family, and they still don't want to hear about it. So I am always trying to get a hold of that prophet for obvious reasons. I don't think he knows what he's doing. I think he needs to be writing. He's a really good writer. He did tell me that he wrote a paper in college, and I knew for a fact he had never been in college or had never written a paper. But in the in his writings in the Bible, it says "Go gospel, go spell." Like he has a really asshole attitude. Go spell, you know. Fuck you guys. Go spell. Such big spellers. Woo-wee. Go spell. So we as a psychic angel messenger angelic spirit channeler, I am impressed with spellers. They're really they're really impressive. Is the Bible strange writing? Go spell. I like John the Baptist's writing. Everybody does. I think his book in the Bible is the most famous book of all the books ever written. So I'm not unintelligent to not be excited that I ran into somebody Yahweh said was John the Baptist reincarnated. When I ran into him, I asked him out on a date. before Yahweh told me he was John the Baptist reincarnated, and he told me no. He told me that he had been in the military, and I asked him if he wanted me to spirit channel Osama bin Laden. He gave me a really sexy look, like said no, like he said no. I told him that I thought that we should get married and live together. He said that he wasn't interested. I told him that he had done enough for our country, and then we could play video games, and I can make tarot cards all day. I personally believe that psychic angel messengers and prophets should live together. The prophet John, who's John the Baptist reincarnated, according to Yahweh, has post-traumatic stress disorder, so he doesn't like to be around anything red. So I told the Church of Scientology all about him. I told the Church of Scientology that I was in love with him. I said I don't think he knows what he's doing. I don't know who he's prophesizing to, but he doesn't like doctors. He doesn't like the government. So I thought he needed a church to prophesize to. And I thought that he would like the Church of Scientology because that church uh, isn't a fan of doctors. If you read the Bible, John the Baptist in the Bible is homeless. He's a famous homeless prophet. So I did run into somebody Yahweh said was John the Baptist reincarnated, and he did say he was a prophet. So I've been talking about him. The Bible does talk about reincarnation. Jesus does mention so and so already came to earth and nobody recognized him. Do I believe that the prophet I ran into was John the Baptist reincarnated just because Yahweh told me he was? Absolutely. I emailed the Vatican right after I met him and told them that I thought I had met my soulmate and asked them to pray to heaven that me and him could meet and go on a date. So